I want to talk to you about this amazing proposal that I photographed at Trebah Garden in Cornwall. Luke first contacted me in April and told me that he wanted to set up a Harry Potter treasure hunt for his girlfriend Taryn. He wanted the clues to lead her to a beach where she would find a box buried in the sand. Inside the box was a scroll which read, "Look behind you," and there he was waiting with her engagement ring. Each clue was written on a scroll inside little glass bottles. The bottles were sealed with wax, and on each lid was a letter, so when Taryn had all the clues together, it spelled, "Will you marry me?" I hid the first clue on this signboard, which is located at the entrance of Trebah. Here are some photos of me hiding the clue, using lots of blue tack. The clue was, "Arrived at last, should have used flu powder." The next clue is located next to a relative of flounder. I had never been to Trebah Garden before, and neither had Luke. For this to work, we both needed to know the location well. As he lives in Manchester, this meant it was up to me to head down to Falmouth and explore the area. I took GoPro footage of the whole route so that Luke could familiarise himself with the area and he'd know exactly where to lead Taryn to find the clues that I would be hiding. I made a day out of it, and I took my partner and our 2 little dogs along with me. Hello, little one. What you'll see in this video is some footage from the day that I explored the location, alongside some actual footage and photos from the day of the proposal. The first clue leads to the koi pond, so that's where I'm heading here, to find a suitable place that we can use on the big day. After looking around, I thought the best place to hide a clue would be in this brick wall. On the day of the proposal, I waited at the koi pond for the arrival of Taryn and Luke. I pretended to photograph the fish, but I was secretly photographing Taryn finding the clue in the brick wall. After 4 months and roughly 70 messages between us, it was great to see Luke and finally be putting all of our planning into action. The clue in the brick wall read, "Ravenclaw finds it, house points to you, falling waters are hiding your next clue." There's an area in Trebah Garden called the Water Garden, and that's where the next clue was hidden. I followed on discreetly behind Taryn and Luke as they made their way to the next location. We decided to hide the next clue near this heron statue in the water garden. The clue was tucked away in some greenery, waiting to be found. These are the photographs I took of Taryn finding the clue in the water garden. I had to stay well back so that they wouldn't spot me. This clue read, "Records show the Forbidden Forest had many of ghosts, but none of this plant pandas love most." Pandas love bamboo. There's a part of Trebah Garden called Bamboozle, which is full of bamboo. That's where we're off to next. On the day of the proposal, I had a lovely assistant with me called Stevie, who you'll see later in this video. And while I was busy following the couple down through the gardens, she was stationed on the beach, keeping the area clear for us, looking after our bags, and more importantly, guarding that last clue in the box. In Bamboozle, I noticed this little hiding space that I knew would be perfect for hiding a clue. Again, it was very tricky to photograph the couple finding the clue without me being too obvious, but I did manage to get a couple of quick photos. The clue read, "You found it without locating spells? Was it luck? The seahorse has your next clue. Go look." Hello, Vinny. Hello, Dev Dev. The treasure hunt began for Taryn at the lodge that they were staying at in Cornwall. Luke hid the first 8 clues there, which meant I only had 6 to hide at Trebah. We found 4 already, so that means it's just 2 to go before the proposal on the beach. After photographing Taryn finding that last clue at Bamboozle, I overtook the couple so that I could get in position at the beach. This meant that I didn't get to photograph them finding the last 2 clues, but I can still show you where they were hidden. So here's where the next clue was hidden. We chose this seahorse because of this sign next to it. It made us think of tying the knot, which seemed very apt. The clue read, "Magical adventures, I have no more to teach. Pack your things, Raven, you're off to the beach." Time to head to the beach to find that last clue, which was hidden in this ice cream shop on the beach. We thought it would be a nice idea to get Taryn to buy a bucket and spade from the shop so that she could use it to dig the box out of the sand. We enlisted these 2 lovely workers to help us out, so when Taryn bought the bucket and spade, they dropped the clue into the bucket for her to find. Thanks for helping, guys. The clue read, "Everywhere the kelpies and mer people whisper, Raven, come swim, you only need find a lobster to win." I thoroughly explored the beach and sent Luke lots of photos and video footage. We discussed the pros and cons of different parts of the beach, and we both agreed that the best place to use was this little sectioned off area to the left of the main beach. Now to introduce you to Stevie, who I mentioned earlier. She'd been sitting on the beach whilst I followed the couple down through the garden. These are some of the photos of her burying the box in the sand, and she marked the spot by leaving a little lobster on the sand. If you like the TV show Friends, then you'll know why. I was worried that Taryn might have spotted me taking photos of her in the gardens, so I decided to have a quick costume change on the beach. I put a dress on over my clothes, put my hair down and sunglasses on. We were in position on the beach, sat on a picnic blanket looking out to sea, and then they arrived for that final and all-important moment. Stevie captured some wide shots to show the environment of the quiet beach, and I took zoomed-in shots to capture their expressions and emotions. Here's a little clip of the proposal. Just a few thank yous to say before I go. Thank you to Luke for having this amazing proposal idea and picking me to help you plan it and capture it on camera. Thank you to my partner Pete and my 2 little dogs for exploring Trebah Gardens with me. Pete came in really handy for some of the test shots I took at the beach. A little thank you to Sue Perkins, who I bumped into at Trebah when I scoped the location out. I must have looked like a walking nightmare to a celebrity with my camera around my neck and a GoPro in my hand, but I explained what I was doing and she wished us all luck. And a great big thank you to Stevie, my lovely assistant. I couldn't have done it without you.